The humiliation didn't come from the refusal. It came from the smile on her face when she said it. My name is Elias. I was 24, broke, and out of options in the beginning of this story. I hadn't been to my house in months. It was quiet, in the way expensive places always are. No warmth, no welcome. Just space designed to remind you how small you are inside it. You look dreadful, my mother Eleanor said the moment I walked in, eyeing my frayed cuffs. Are you eating properly? I'm focusing on work, I had replied, my voice tight. I stood in the foyer of the house I grew up in, a sprawling estate that smelled of old money and fresh lilies. I was 24, my startup was bleeding cash, and I needed a bridge loan. Just $5,000 to keep the servers running for one more month until our first contract paid out. My sister Sylvia was already there, perched on the staircase rail, scrolling on her phone. She didn't look up at first. Then she smirked. Oh my God, she laughed, finally glancing at me. You came here like that? I thought Mom was exaggerating. She stood up slowly, eyes scanning me like a bargain bin item. Is this your CEO outfit? She asked. How'd you look like you lost a fight with a thrift store? I didn't come here for commentary, Sylvia, I said. I came to talk to Mom. My mother sighed, a long, dramatic exhalation of boredom. Is this about that little computer project again? The one consuming all your potential? It's a company, Mother. It's a viable tech startup. I just need capital for the hardware, I insisted. My sister snorted. He still thinks it's a company. She walked over to my mother and leaned against the chaise. Didn't I tell you this would happen? He always comes back when reality hits. I just need $5,000, I said, forcing myself to keep my voice level. 1 month, and the contract pays out. Sylvia's eyebrows shot up. 5,000, she repeated, incredulous. For servers. She laughed again, louder this time. I spent more than that on brunch last weekend. My mother sat on the velvet chaise, sipping tea, looking at me like I was a stain on the carpet. Hardware, she chuckled darkly. You sound like a mechanic. Mother, please, I said, hate burning in my throat for even having to ask. It's an investment. I'll pay you back with interest. Sylvia tilted her head, mocked thoughtful. Interest? She echoed. That's adorable. She looked at my mother. See? He's rehearsed this. Probably practiced in the mirror. My mother set the cup down with a delicate clink. She looked me dead in the eye, her smile widening just a fraction. We're not your bank anymore, she snapped, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. Figure it out yourself. Get out. I stood frozen. You can't be serious. Dad would... My sister interrupted this time. Dad isn't here, she said flatly and honestly. You should be embarrassed asking. My mother waved a hand. Your father isn't here, she added. And I am tired of funding your delusions. She didn't just say no. She signaled the security guard to escort me out. As the heavy oak door slammed shut, I heard my sister laughing. Can you believe the audacity? She said. 5,000. Like a beggar. Then my mother's voice joined in, drifting through the wood. He should get a real job. Something snapped inside me that day. I figured it out myself. I slept in my car. I showered at the gym, ate instant noodles until the thought of sodium made me sick. But I kept the servers running. 6 months later, the contract hit. 2 years later, we went public. By 30, I had more liquid assets than my parents had in their entire estate. But the real twist of fate wasn't my success. It was my father's quiet resentment. I remember the last conversation I had with him, shortly before the end. He was frail, sitting in his library while Mother was out shopping in Paris. She spends like the world is ending, he wheezed, clutching my wrist. She doesn't respect the source, only the stream. If I leave it to her, there will be nothing left for your children. I don't want the money, Dad, I had told him. It's not about wanting it, he whispered. It's about guarding it. Someone has to be the adult when I'm gone. My father passed away 5 years after that day in the foyer. He had seen my mother's spending, the endless galas, the cosmetic surgeries, the allowances she gave to her sycophantic friends. In a final act of prudence, he placed the entire family estate into a strict trust. He named a single trustee with absolute veto power over discretionary spending. Me. My mother didn't know. She thought the trustee was the bank. She continued her life of excess, assuming the bottomless well would never dry up. I sat in my corner office, 40 floors up, overlooking the city that I now owned a significant piece of. My phone buzzed on the mahogany desk. It was a text from Marcus, the portfolio manager at the firm handling the family trust. "Sir, the monthly disbursement request is in from your mother. It's the usual $20,000 lifestyle allowance for her and your sister, plus a request for a $50,000 renovation to the pool house. Do I approve the $20,000 monthly allowance?" I picked up the phone. I looked at the number, $20,000. 4 times what I had begged for when I was starving. I remembered the humiliation on my face when the security guard threw me out. I remembered the text she sent me a week later. "Don't bother coming for Christmas if you're going to beg." I didn't feel angry anymore. I felt precise. I typed out my reply to Marcus. 1 word, denied. A moment later, Marcus replied, "Understood," and the pool house. I said, "Denied. Freeze the discretionary spending account entirely. Keep the lights on, keep the water running. Not a penny more." I set the phone down. 3 minutes later, my personal cell rang. It was her, then my sister, then her again. I watched the screen light up, vibrating against the desk. The screen flashed mother calling, then a voicemail icon popped up. I tapped play on the speakerphone, just to hear the tone change. "Elias, Marcus just called. He said there's a hold on the transfer. This must be a clerical error. Fix it immediately. I have the decorators coming tomorrow." Pick up the phone. 10 seconds later, another message popped up. "It was my sister, dude. My card just got declined at brunch. What the hell is going on? Mom is freaking out." Then another text from Mother: "Elias, do you know who I am? You cannot do this to us." I picked it up one last time, but not to answer. I opened my messaging app and sent one final text to the family group chat, breaking 5 years of silence. "I'm not your bank anymore. Figure it out yourselves." Then I blocked them both. The silence that filled the office was expensive, absolute, and beautiful. I had shut them up forever.